Sorry. Scooter.
All right. So the Prodigy himself, but is was his last fight canceled because he was overweight, right? Or he didn't meet the weight for the thing, and he didn't.
It
He
was
didn't.
way overweight.
Yeah, he was way
I don't even
overweight.
remember what it was. It was like we don't even need to talk about it. It was bad.
He was not professional, but he's 18. Curmel Moton did it again, man. It was all everywhere. He beat up or he TKO'd Frank. Watch this, how I butcher this. Zaldivar. I think I said that right. Zaldivar. Frank Zaldivar.
It's your best.
Frank sound like a butcher.
Yeah, Frank. But it was. I did see this one through highlights. It was early on them fight cards. He knocked him out quick in the third round. It was just one of those. I want to say, if I was a hater, I would say a stab pad type thing. But he's building his reputation and doing his thing, and he showcased his little chain because his whole Monica or like little a symbol is like a gorilla that is kind of like albino, kind of. You seen his little his representation in his trunks and stuff. Like I don't know.
His avatar, his logo.
Yeah, his little avatar, his logo, his branding is this albino gorilla, and I don't know how that works. And I want to be politically correct, but I wish Curmel, if you could, let us know what that is. But that's your brand, and I've noticed it. You have a chain where it's half you with the red dude with the freckles next to that gorilla. So I'm like, hey, I like it. That stuff is kind of fly. I like the kid. I won't lie to you. It's just I have to just say it.
It's ape season.
A new tank. I was holding that back. Is Floyd chasing Tank? Is Tank one of those drugs that you just gotta chase for the same product? It was Tank that much of a hot prodigy for TMT that you have to fight. When you leave a girl and you date the same girl, the same gen,
Hey,
like
tight. Man,
you got it tight.
You got it tight.
I think it's the
because he's a good fighter, but
if you remember, Devin Haney was over there at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the babyface assassin marketability, right? At one point, Floyd Mayweather was Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah,
you see what I'm getting at? They're looking for marketable stars. Does the aesthetic match the
skills? Get the skills and the aesthetic. Boom, we got something in their eyes.
Yeah. I know people in Vegas that have worked with the kid, and they're like, he's really, 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 really good. He's really good. It's just, when people tell you they're really, really good, and they've seen a lot of fighters come through that gym, that says something. But again, these are regional guys. These are guys who have not been in Texas. They've not been to Philly. So there's something brewing in every city. There's always a really, really, really good dude in every city. So even in Newark, where you have the Shakur, like there's always a talented dude in every city. It's just how they are marketed and who's their promoter and how are they going to climb up and who do they know. But I've been hearing from a friend of mine. He's a personal trainer in LA and in Vegas, and he knows this kid. And he's like, yeah, he is he's been in the circuit since he was a baby, since he was like young. So he's been fighting for a long time. So Floyd may have him won. Hopefully he does not have any unprofessional episodes like he had the last fight where he was overweight. Like, we don't need to see that. I mean, let him climb up this ladder slowly, quietly, not making too much noise. Don't do, you just slowly climb up. And then next thing we know, that record is looking nice. And now you're fighting on the big stage with with the big fighters, and hopefully you wash off that whole comparison thing, because I'll bet you they're gonna compare him with fighters that have come through that camp. And not only me, it's just I'm not trying to be fake. I compared. I was like, oh, I've seen this play before. I've seen Floyd do this before. Talk about a fighter, kind of, we've seen we've seen it with AB, we've seen it with Tank, we've seen it with who else? He had Cambosa one time. He had one of them, the Cuban dudes. We've seen Floyd do this. Floyd say this is the greatest, like we've seen it, but
hey, we just gotta accept where Floyd is right now in his career in boxing. He's gonna be the hype man. He's the Don King of the Money Team camp, and we'll just have to watch the fights.
Yeah,
we'll watch the fights, and we'll see what happens from there.
And this is more of a question for you, Camg. Sorry, you train fighters. Is it helpful for a fighter who's on the come up to be next to a big name, or is it kind of, because when you're next to a big name, you are going to think because I'm thinking Floyd is giving you cars to drive. I don't know what's happening. I'm just making up stuff in my mind, right? Floyd has plenty of cars in his house. He's like, yo, you could borrow that one. You could do this, and then you start living like a champion when you're not yet a champ, right? And
you saying they gotta get grimy.
I'm just
hands dirty.
Like, is it good to be associated to such a big name when you're on the come up? Do you need, because whenever I hear stories of good fighters, they say they love, like, I'll give you an example. Anthony Joshua has 2 houses. He has one where his kids stay. He has one where he stays during camp. And the one that he stays during camp is in Watford, a little city that he grew up in the UK that is in the hood. And it's like a small little bed that he sleeps on that reminds him of like the struggle. And he works out in that. That's where he goes. He moves from his little small house. He can't live in the mansion where his kids are during training camp.
Wait, same thing. Joshua?
Yeah. He has a whole documentary where he shows people where he lives when he's getting ready. He cuts off everything. He cuts off family. I mean, he lives.
Are we seeing that toughness, that grittiness?
Exactly.
In the ring?
Exactly. So if you're young and you're getting chains, you're getting all that stuff before you get premier fights, is it helpful as a boxing developer?
Well, it goes down to more mentality than anything. Because you were talking about Anthony Joshua, and he goes sleep in the hood, but I don't feel a gritty fighter step into the ring when I watch Anthony Joshua. I see a little dog when I watch Curmel Moton though.
Yeah, he is.
So regardless of where he's training at, who he's around, if he is one of those guys that become a true champion, though, the outside environments won't affect them because the inner dialogue and the will to be great is just too strong. You see that common with champions. So still young. I don't like seeing the weight miss. That basically saying he didn't want to take that fight, didn't want to fight, but showed up at the weigh-in, so he wasn't suspended by the sanctioning bodies and all that. But that's the difference. You could be around that stuff, but that doesn't mean that's who you are or who you become. As far as the environment, and you want to be paid as a fighter. So these guys get in those camps, they can leverage a little more money in their pockets earlier in their career than guys who I've been working with, working in these smaller circuits, working our way up through the ranks.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for answering that, because I was wondering how do you
mentality is everything.
You have everything you're around. Like, I know with rap it happens a lot. Like, these rappers get signed and they're around this premier artist, and they start to think the artist's lifestyle is similar to theirs, and they've not even dropped their first album. So that work ethic kind of like there's a sense of entitlement. I don't even know how to say it, but like, go work your own. Go build up your own resume. Go get your get you a hit record.
Boxing will expose you. If that's what it is, boxing will expose you at some point. Guys get protected a lot, but boxing will expose you if you're able to succumb to those things. If you want to use Adrian Broner as a recent example.
But still,
At,
Adrian
at, at some point,
he was a, he was a
he
3-time champion though. At least he got to that level.
and but what we can also say is that we felt cheated as fight fans to the greatness that Adrian Broner possessed. We felt like he was capable of more, and he started, what Bill Parcells used to say, reading the newspaper clippings, and got full of himself a little bit, and we did not, in my opinion, we did not see Adrian Broner the greater fighter that we could see. 3-division champion is, to me, it's hard to criticize that because it's the belt, it's a champion. We have way more divisions than we used to have in our yesteryears, and I don't weigh that as heavily as someone like a Pacquiao or even a Floyd Mayweather or like a Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's all contextual.
Hey, yo, real quick, shout out to Crawford's Loaded Gloves, dropping the comments in the comment section.
Oh yeah, salute.
What it do? Oh,
So
we missed it.
We can put his comments out there. So what? Let's read this comment.
That's what happened to Devin. He talking about Devin Haney.
Okay. Shout out to you, Crawford. He had another one, and this is kind of timestamp.
Yeah.
He got exposed. Man, salute to the little fraternity or like little tribe that we built with like boxing purists. I've been seeing some of the shorts getting a little bit of arguments in there where people complain about some of the internal stories that we talk about.
That's what it's all about. I mean, damn you and your dumb opinion about boxing.
Right. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. So, yeah, absolutely. So, young fighter, Moton, man, salute to you. We want to see you be great. A lot of people say good things about you, and they say you're a good kid too. So, hey, the sky is the limit. You're only 18. You're getting these looks. You're on PBC. Hey, take advantage of it, and man, let's be professional.